Hey, it's Noctis. Subscribe to Vincent Valentine EX Turk channel.
What is up, guys? Your King and I, Vincent Valentine EX Turk, to bring you some good Final Fantasy lore, theories, discussions, everything to open your mind to new possibilities. Now we're going to be talking about the Final Fantasy lore that involves chaos because of my Dissidia videos. And I brought it up in one of my Dissidia videos, so I need to be talking about that. Now, the only recorded history of chaos actually being a hero or good guy would be in Final Fantasy VII when Vincent is the vessel for chaos. Now, at the first, chaos starts out evil and wanted to destroy stuff because, well, Vincent couldn't control it. Hence why he didn't want to use the power of chaos. But later through Final Fantasy VII and then permanently in Dirge Cerberus, when Vincent turned to chaos and fought with Vice, the Emperor of Deepground, Vice the Accumulate, Vincent was in control of chaos at that point. So, because usually chaos is a villain in any Final Fantasy. Like, Garland Chaos is a villain, because that's Garland turned into chaos with the 4 archfiends of chaos. And I don't know much about the other chaoses. Well, there's Caius Chaos. Well, Caius Chaos is bad because Caius was bad. So the only recorded history in Final Fantasy lore that when Chaos was actually a good guy is when Vincent was the vessel for Chaos, because he controlled it, and because he was able to control it, Chaos, even though it took on the physical feat of a monster or a demon, Vincent Valentine's personality took over the Chaos gene, thus making Chaos Vincent Valentine. Now, it was hard and a struggle to control this form in Final Fantasy VII. That's why he hated using this form, and he hated himself for having Chaos, even though Chaos saved his life, because if it wasn't for Lucretia injecting Chaos cells, Vincent would have died permanently because Hojo shot him in the head. And Lucretia felt bad because Hojo broke his promise on not killing Vincent. So Lucretia put the cells of chaos inside Vincent in order to save his life. The last minute draw. And it wasn't even an experiment like Hojo says. It was there to save his life. And it did. In fact, Vincent Valentine has lived through a long time in Final Fantasy VII's universe because of chaos. Even though Vincent Valentine's constantly in pain, not only for the heartache of losing Lucretia, the only woman he ever loved, the only woman he was actually legitimately engaged to, but also he was in pain because he had to carry monsters inside of himself 24/7. It said that was a sin for allowing what happened to Lucretia. So Vincent feels depressed and horrible that chaos is inside of him. But at the same time, chaos is what makes it so he could live longer. Any fatal injury Vincent faces in battle, chaos regenerates it real quick. Just like Yuffie pointed out when Rosa the Crimson ripped the proto material out of his chest in a vital area, it just healed back up because chaos. But it's kind of flipped because Omega was supposed to be the good life form in Dirge Cerberus. But Omega was evil because Omega took on the characteristics of Vice the Accumulate. As Chaos was originally supposed to be an evil life form, but Chaos took the personality traits of Vincent Valentine. So Vincent Valentine took control of Chaos, thus making Chaos a good guy, a good ally. Now, truly, Vincent Valentine's actually an anti-hero. He only joined Avalanche to get revenge on Hojo for everything that happened, for all the hell that Hojo put him and Lucretia and even Sephiroth through, thus causing Sephiroth's departure to the dark side. But that's another point. I don't want to waste your time talking about that. But that's why he joined Avalanche. But so I guess he would be an anti-hero, but nonetheless, I'd say Chaos would be considered a hero in Final Fantasy VII's lore on the fact that it takes the characteristics of Vincent Valentine. I mean, even Chaos in Final Fantasy VII, if you play Dirge Cerberus specifically, because in Final Fantasy VII they didn't have they're trying to work on a concept of what Chaos was gonna look like and stuff like that. So they just use a default, figure for Chaos in the original Final Fantasy VII, which will be as changed and established in the remake. More likely, we're probably going to be using the Dirge of Cerberus model, except it'll be looking slightly different in Final Fantasy VII Remake. But in the original Final Fantasy VII, they didn't have no good concept of what Chaos was going to look like. Because remember, Vincent Valentine was a side character in the original game. He was a side character in the original game. So, they didn't have no plans for Vincent Valentine in the original game. So, of course, Chaos looked the way he did in the original Final Fantasy VII. But, that's why in Dirge of Cerberus, Chaos looks like Vincent just a little bit, because because genetic experiments take on the characteristics of their possessor. Just like when Sephiroth has fused with Genova, at least the second form. The first form was purely Genova, with Sephiroth on the top. But the second form, Safer Sephiroth, was Sephiroth. Because each of these extraterrestrials or supernatural beings that Shinra excavated pretty much for their cells takes the characteristics of the person that they fused it with. Like I said about those forms, that's why Chaos looks a lot more like Vincent and Dirge of Cerberus, because there was a fix, because now Vincent Valentine is confirmed to be a permanent main character. In fact, in the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Vincent Valentine is going to be a main character. He's going to be upgrading his stats to a main character now. So, which I'm pretty hyped about that. So they may change Chaos a little bit, but Chaos is going to look slightly like Vincent, because each genetic experiment or supernatural being that Shinra takes will always take the characteristics of the person that is used to make the experiment a success, pretty much. So, with all of that, that's why Chaos is a good guy in Final Fantasy VII, because it's not like the other Chaoses, because this Chaos was harbored by Vincent Valentine, a hero, well, anti-hero to be specific, because he only joined Shinra to get revenge on Hojo. But he later on becomes a hero because he saves the world in Dirge of Cerberus. Which I know it's not canon, but I have to quote uncanon sources too, to make this whole thing make sense, So, to anyone who's new with Final Fantasy lore, Final Fantasy at all, that's why Chaos in Final Fantasy VII is a good guy, because it takes on the characteristics of the person used to make him. So may the crystal be with you. Have a nice day. I'm going to go ahead and edit this right away. I've been wanting to work on this video. I even made the thumbnail for it. Also, pick up some Turtle Beach headphones. They're good for PlayStation stuff. If you want to do PSN chats and have good quality like I do on my streams, go pick up some Turtle Beaches at Walmart. They're pretty good. Also, this is also brought to you by, 23 Jordans. Go pick yourself up a Jordans at a Foot Locker. It's going to be expensive, but it's going to be well worth it. The babes will roll in if you wear Jordans, but nonetheless. And this is also brought to you by, PB Fit. It's a vegan protein supplement. Get you muscles, get you fit, and Anytime Fitness.
Ayy, can't keep my dick in my pants. Ayy, my bitch don't love me no more. Ayy, she kicked me out on life, bro.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah. Ayy. Yeah. Ayy. Yeah, yeah.